Guys, I'm back today with another tutorial. We're going to look at how you make a tassel with the Works tool from We Are Memory Keepers. I use these on packaging for card sets, and I think they'd be great for wrapping and for putting on cards as well. So I just wanted to show you how I made this little tassel. It's very easy with this tool, and make sure you have subscribed, liked, and know that all of the things I'm going to use in this will be linked in the description below. Those links help me so much. So if you could please go through those, I'd appreciate it. This Works tool is amazing. Whoever designed this really knew how we like to store things and keep everything together. I'm going to use the part of the tool today that has these pegs. It's a bow maker. You can use it for all kinds of things, but it's very nice because it sits up off of the table and you can make whatever size you want. You can adjust it in all of these little pegs right here. But this tool has so many other things. I'm going to make sure I make some more videos about this tool. It is becoming my favorite thing. So with this, I just had some of this DMC floss, probably from my cross stitching days, and it was a white color. I thought that would look really nice, and I also want to add in some metallic to this. So we're going to be using this white and a metallic thread to kind of give it some extra interest. You can tie this in a knot if you want to, but if you wrap this hard enough, which is what I ended up doing, I thought, oh, that saves me a knot, is just keep wrapping firmly and you can really pull on these pegs. They are in there great. So once I got a few wraps around, I didn't need to tie it anymore, and you'll see how it comes through. And this gives you the freedom to make this tassel as thick or as thin, long, however you want to make it. I wanted it to fit on card packaging, so I'm making it a little bit smaller, but I just wrapped and wrapped and wrapped until I thought it was an appropriate thickness. So I'm going to speed up wrapping the white, and you could have layered your white and your metallic together, but it worked really well with me doing the white section and then going over it with metallic. So I'll show you how I start the metallic on the next slide. Altenew has this great pack of metallic thread that I use on cards all the time, and this gold is perfect for my current project. I've got a lot of gold embossing on the cards and some gold foil on them, and this is going to look great on this little tassel. So it is definitely a thinner type of string, so you want to be real careful getting it on there. It took me a little bit to try to wrap because I didn't want to have to tie it. I am getting older, and tying these little bitty knots is quite an ordeal. So I wanted to just wrap and only tie when I absolutely had to. So I went around this and I tried to, I wish I could get you a camera angle from down low, but I'm trying to kind of make it even, not wrap it all in one section, just up and down along the strip so that it looks like I did wrap this at the same time that I did my white, and it turns out great. I just kind of zigzagged up and down along this and then and put it in different little areas. I wanted to show you how I just trimmed the end, and then I'm going to pull it tight. I'm going to trim the white end. I'm not tying these together. I'm just going to leave them long and fix them at the end. And then I'm going to thread some of the white through the upper third, and that's going to be the band around my tassel. So you'll see me fooling with strings and just making sure I've got everything tight and where it should be. Once you've wrapped this string, it should hold together and you don't have to worry about that knot. I looped my string around this twice. I thought this would make a flatter knot. So you see I kind of go a couple times. I'm not sure that that's necessary, but I felt like it would make the knot a little bit nicer. You know, you can turn your tassel however you want it to hide this. So I just tried to keep it as flat as possible, and I start to pull my tassel up because I want to be able to pull it off. So I'm checking how tight I need it. And then once I've got this tied, I'm going to start wrapping. I think it's easier to wrap the short end, so make sure you leave yourself enough to make this. I could have gone and wrapped this longer end, but as you see, I'm making a big mess with my thread, so I thought this would be easier. And once I wrap this to as thick as I want it to be, then I'm going to tie a small knot right here that can be hidden. I felt like this kept this knot very flat and easy to hide. I do double knot this, but it's so little, and then I'm going to cut my ends off and pull it off of the pegs so you can see what it looks like so far, and then we'll do some trimming and get it looking better. So you got these extra long ends that we need to trim, and we need to trim the side of that knot. Now we need a way to attach this tassel to my tag. So I'm going to put a loop through here of something that matches. I think I went back and forth. I did a couple of these. I did one with the white and did one with the gold. The gold is just a lot harder to work with because it's so thin. But once I've got that, I go ahead and decide how big I want that loop to be. And then we're going to tie it in place with the rest of the tag components. So we're going to do a little loop. These 3 little tags on top of the big tag are attached by a grommet, but they're not attached to the green. So this is also helping tie them to that. So I wanted to hide my knot, so definitely put it back behind it and made sure when this was laying on a package, the knot was in the back. Of course, you're going to need to trim things up, so we'll see how this looks here once I get it tied. Once I have it tied in place, I'm going to need to trim off all my loose ends, and you still have a loop down at the bottom. So to make it a tassel, you're going to have to cut that loop. So just carefully figuring out where that is, making sure I get those gold pieces, and then snipping right here. It takes you a little bit with your scissors. Be careful because you don't want to snip anything you're not supposed to. Now you have a tassel. You just need to trim off your edges. So we're trimming off the one we wrapped around right there. It had an extra little tail on it. So trimming that, making sure not to cut the knot, but keeping that knot behind it. And then I went back and looked at my tassels because, I have a few little stragglers there. I just trimmed everything up. I even trimmed behind the tag so these other 2 little ears wouldn't hang out. Make sure I fluffed it up a little bit, and then trim these last 2 that go behind. Here's the final product. I think this could be used on so many different things. So I hope you liked this video. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and click through the links in the description if you're wanting to look at any of the products or if you're just going craft shopping. I'd appreciate it. I will make many more videos on this Works tool. I love it. I hope to see you soon on my channel. Thanks again.